Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the delay. I was trying to give Mitch a little time because I didn't hear from him um, this morning. So I was just giving him some extra time to pop in here. Um, but he obviously never got back to me. So I'm not sure where he's at, but hopefully everything's good with him. I heard from him the other day, so sure he's all good. Probably just had something come up IRL. Um, yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me because obviously now I'm solo mode. Let's see here. I'm just gonna get all the links going. So I know most of you guys are all on the threadcast already. But I will just finish doing this and then we'll be good. Here's the YouTube link. I'm gonna edit that into the threadcast. Discord announcements just went out. Make sure you tell all your friends. Let's see. Link is embedded. Cool. And if you guys didn't know, we finally fixed that annoying thread editing issue that was there. So that's now fixed. Let's get this threadcast recorded. Yeah, Ben, let me know if the YouTube link is working well for you. I'm gonna record the threadcast if I can get it. You guys can hear me. All right, sweet. Yeah, we're just gonna do a solo AMA today. Should be kind of fun and different than what we usually do. I actually have been wanting to do a solo AMA for a while, so I guess this gives us a nice little opportunity. I am now recording the threadcast. Cool. All right, everything is all good to go. So if you guys hear any issues, just let me know because obviously I'm relying on you in the threadcast. We've already got 125 comments, so you guys have been pretty active. Yeah, Taskmaster just posted the chart for the number of threads for the month. So our goal is to hit 250,000 by the end of December. I think we could actually crush that goal. I mean, with the new Dash users and a lot of other people that have joined, it's definitely something achievable for us. We've been pushing all-time highs on all the metrics for the last couple months. So I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to hit 250,000, maybe even more. It's really just a function of how much people engage on the platform. So I've been really encouraging everybody to engage with all the new Dash users and just get active with them because at the end of the day, I've talked about this a lot, but if you want people to join and be here and be retained, you need to have you can't just be a ghost town. You need it to be very vibrant. You need a lot of people around. Like if your goal is to get people, and this is a good analogy, if your goal is to get people to move to your town, you need to have some good stores set up. You need to have people walking around. You need to have friendly people. Paved roads. All of those same methodologies apply to getting people to join INLEO and stay here. It's have a really good town built, and I would say our town is our technology, and then have a good community. People walking around, people doing things, people active. That's our version of the community, which is people replying on threads and upvoting, obviously, and just commenting on blog posts and being active all around. So all of that is very important. Sheeb said, I'm eager to see the new LeoDex V2 when? Soon. We've been testing it. And the devs and I are pretty confident we're going to have it out in the first half of this week. So that would pretty much be tomorrow. So yeah, we're just pushing to make sure that everything, especially when it comes to the financial stuff, that's why we keep it in testing a lot longer. We obviously don't, we don't want bugs ever, but having financial products like Leo decks and money's being moved around, we want even less bugs, than usual. So we do a lot more heavy testing when it comes to stuff like that. So we've had it done for a while. It's now just a function of testing everything. Good morning, Dash Italia. Thanks for joining the AMA. Speaking of new Dash users, so yeah, it's been a lot of fun to see all the new faces. There's been a lot of new people, a lot of new names and just activity in general. So I'm pretty happy with that. Self-help patrol said, in our Leo town, can I be the fun, crazy homeless guy with a secret pile of wealth and superpowers? That's pretty funny. Yeah, you can be. You definitely can be. Andersino asked, how large is the Leo team? All in, if you include everybody and all the different, team functionalities from devs to team members to, editors and creators for the team. We're pushing about 30, close to 30, if you include everybody. So the team has gotten pretty big. That's why you guys probably see my role in the project has changed a lot over the years. I obviously used to be a lot more front facing in a lot of things, and I still am, but my ability to do the normal things has changed quite a lot. It's a lot more management for me these days, which is fun too. It's a different challenge for me. Vic Van said, please, excuse me. By the way, if I think I saw someone comment, but I'm getting over a cold right now. I'm on the tail end of it, but I'm just still pretty congested. So I apologize for any coughing you'll hear during the show. Vic Van said, please work on the X verification or phone number verification. Yeah, the phone number, we may just remove that. It's become kind of more annoying than actually useful. The X verification, I think, is obviously still something that we need to have. That being said, what you're talking about specifically is not the light accounts. You're talking about the full Hive accounts. I've been thinking about just getting rid of that feature. It's a lot more trouble than it's worth. It hardly gets any usage. Um, and and I just feel like it's not something that's worth our time in the face of all these other sign up options. Like Keystore actually, what's crazy is Keystore is actually so much better than any other Hive sign up option I've ever seen. I think it's actually better than the light accounts we built. We kind of disrupted ourselves with the Keystore thing, because it literally gives you a full Hive account, but it acts like a light account. So like you actually don't need to save the keys specifically for Hive because they're saved within the key store. So all you need to do is save one file, and now you've created a Bitcoin wallet, an ETH wallet, an Arbitrum wallet, a Dash wallet, and we tied a Hive wallet into it for the first time ever. So Hive has never been a part of Keystore wallets until we invented it. So I think that's not really talked about that much, but when I was talking about the Dash integrations, we worked really hard trying to figure out how can we get it so that you can sign in with a Dash wallet. And then eventually we figured out, the Rails didn't exist for that. So what we did instead was a Keystore wallet, which is not what we set out and intended to do. But it ended up being so much better than what we originally wanted to do for a lot of different reasons. One of them is, like I just mentioned, now you can create one wallet. It includes Hive and it includes all these other blockchains. And the other effect of that is that now this template that we've built with the Dash community can be applied to anything within a Keystore wallet. So, Bitcoin, ETH, Rune, Cacao, and all these other coins, we can now do a join INLEO earn Cacao advertisement campaign. So that's something that we can partner up with the Maya community and do, and it's something that I'm kind of working on behind the scenes. I know that they're interested in doing it. So, we're obviously focused on the Dash integration, making it like perfect, flawless, working very well. The LeoDex V2 Rails is what we need to launch to get payments done. So the next thing we add, and actually a blog post just went out on the main @Leo Finance account today talking about it. But the next thing we're doing is the Dash payments. So being able to buy premium and creator subscriptions using Dash. So once that's rolled out, and then we fix a couple more bugs, the template will, in my opinion, be ready to then be applied to other communities. So Gargi said premium fee should be lower. It's difficult to manage 10 HBD in a month. If you're premium and we have, we have dashboards to track this stuff, premium users tend to earn a lot more than $10 a month from Leo.voter and Leo rewards combined, usually just from Leo.voter rewards alone. I always say premium pays for itself, and I truly believe that it does. So if you can get the first month's $10 out of the way, I think you'll be able to keep renewing. As long as you need to be creating blog posts consistently and making threads consistently and just engaging on the platform and obviously doing good things. Like if you're plagiarizing and whatnot, it's not going to be great. But yeah, I think premium still does pay for itself, and I check that dashboard regularly. Andersino said, don't agree with that statement. It's easy to get 10 HBD. Yeah, I mean, if you're active on INLEO for any good period of time, I think you're going to earn $10 pretty quickly. So I look at premium as an investment in making more on the platform. It's an investment in being, obviously if you're premium, you know that your content is showed more in the feeds. So you're just getting more exposure on the platform, which means more upvotes potentially, which means more rewards. You're getting all the other features of premium themes, longer threads, bookmark folders, lists, all the other features we've built. We've built a ton of features for premium. So, all of these things being premium access features is really important. And then your thread casts get promoted to the top. So like all the different promotion mechanisms that are built into premium are meant to make it pay for itself. And then you've also got Leo.voter, which kind of subsidizes it even more. So I've never found a premium user that's not making more than $10 a month if they are active on the platform. So if you're not active on the platform, then I can't speak for if it paying for itself. Mr. Hive said, how do you get premium? You can get it by clicking the premium button on the left side. If you're on desktop, it's on the left menu. If you're on mobile, click the hamburger menu and then click premium. It'll tell you what premium is, and then it'll have buttons to subscribe. And so with the new, while we're on the topic, the new update for Dash payments actually enables the ability to buy premium and buy creator subs using Dash and any other crypto listed on LeoDex. So, Dash will be the top option, and we're obviously going to be promoting it heavily with the Dash team and community. But you'll actually be able to use any other asset that's on LeoDex. So the Rails, again, going into how we ended up doing this update with, key store signups and the Dash integration, really opened up the doors for us to do all these other things as well. So you'll be able to buy premium using, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC Arbitrum, Dash, obviously, Rune, Kakao, like if you go on LeoDex right now and you look at any of the assets listed there, you'll be able to use any of those assets in order to buy premium or creator subs. So I think that's going to actually bring in what are our current numbers on premium? I can pull it up very quickly. We currently have about 149 premium subs. So it's definitely down a little bit from the all-time high. I think at one point we had like 250. That being said, some of those were like gifted and we had, competitions running where you could earn premium. And I told the team I wanted to back off on that because I think it devalues premium and buying it for yourself. So even Gargi just asked, is there any way of getting free premium? So yeah, we don't do that anymore, really. So if you want premium, it's an investment, in my opinion, and it's an investment in the success of your account on INLEO. And the fact that we have all these ways of earning rewards and monetizing yourself with creator subs. And by the way, one of the features of premium is that you can launch a creator sub. So if you launch a creator sub and you get 2 people subscribing to you, that covers the entire cost of your premium right there. So then you still on top of that earn all the other rewards. So the investment, if you're serious about the platform, the investment in premium will pay for itself. It's just like a no-brainer. But you have to be serious about the platform. So if you're not serious about the platform, then perhaps don't do it. Andersino said, yeah, stop giving away free premium. People need to learn and see the value of it. Yeah, I agree. I think we were giving away too much. So at one point we had 250 premium subscribers, but I would say, at least 50 plus of those were gifted, maybe even more. Ben Hass said, I've got premium gifted and it buys itself ever since. Yeah, and that was always the goal of gifting it, was that, if we gift it once, then you can be active and then earn enough to get it again. So Self-Help Patrol said, are we getting recurring payments soon? So we actually released recurring payments for creator subs, and I've been kind of watching it and we've been, kind of live testing it to see how it works. Part of the problem with being on a blockchain is that um, with the blockchain, that means that in order to confirm a transaction, you have to manually send the transaction. There are recurring payments on Hive, and that's what we're using for creator subs. Um, that being said, it's if you don't, so like it works if you have enough HBD in your account. But what I've noticed, and you can actually look at the @Leo subscriptions account, and you'll see this happening too. Most of the people that used recurring payments, like check the box when they subscribe to a creator, they don't keep 5 HBD in their account. So then when the recurring payment tries to go through, they don't have enough money. It's like you have a bank account, but you don't have enough money to spend. So then it just fails. Like the transaction fails, and then if they don't, do it manually after that, then it's not going to work. So we are trying the recurring payments, but it's not working very well. Because of that, I think yearly subscriptions are working a lot better. So like a lot of you guys have yearly premium, and then we give a discount, obviously. So I'm thinking about doing a yearly option for creator subscriptions. And then, perhaps having a discount on it. Obviously, the discount kind of affects the creator a little bit, so we have to be a little bit more mindful of that. So if you guys have any ideas of how, excuse me, how we go about a yearly creator subscription option, I'd be open to that. I think most creators would be happy with, a little discount on it. Maybe not as big of a discount, but perhaps a little discount on creator subs for going a year. Like on premium, obviously we're giving 2 months for free if you do yearly. I see Brando said, I'm so easy and you subscribe for premium. Well, we appreciate your premium. So if you don't know, 100% of the revenue from premium actually buys Leo off the market, and then it single side pools it on Maya protocol. So it's 100% buy pressure on Leo, and then it goes over to Maya and pools it in the LP. So it's ultimately a very positive thing for the ecosystem. Like and I've talked about this a lot, my goal is to get to 1,000 premium subscribers. And when we do get to 1,000, that's $10,000 a month in permanent, built-in buy pressure for Leo. So ultimately a very good thing to grow the premium user base. And Taskmaster said earlier about Leo AI and the value proposition for premium. And I do think that Leo AI is like a huge value prop and integration for Leo AI. Anderson, the Leo, I don't have it right in front of me, but the Leo pool address is a public address, so you can find it somewhere. I think if you go back in the blog post, you'll be able to find it pretty easily. I just don't have it pulled up right here. But I know it's around like 10 grand or so. Probably a little bit more now. There should be a fact page on the home page that educates users about the benefits of premium. Well, if you click the premium page, it tells you exactly what you get for going premium. I know a lot of people are asking for a fact page on the homepage. I don't know how I feel about it yet. We'll see. I think things should be, my general philosophy is, think about like Mac products. Like they don't come really with a user manual. You just plug them in and start using them, and it's intuitive. Apple products in general. And I try to learn a lot from, Apple's history and Apple products in general. One of my favorite books is the Steve Jobs biography by Walter Isaacson. So, in general, I just I prefer I much prefer the idea of it being so easy to use that you don't need tutorials. Obviously, tutorials are great and people will always need them, but the general idea being it's so easy to use, you don't actually need to be taught how to use it. It's just easy. That's the goal, and I think that's how we ultimately drive in a lot more users is by having that. Tass said most people know how to use Twitter, so I don't see why this is so confusing. to people. In fact, the layout is very similar. As you dig, more is revealed. Yeah, exactly. That is my literal philosophy is when you come here, and we saw like a funny, I talked about on the last AMA when we had Joel on. I saw a funny exchange on Twitter between a Dash user and the Dash account. And one person was saying, "Oh, I thought this was Twitter. I thought you shared a screenshot of Twitter. I didn't realize it was a different platform. They just thought it was like a different skin, as in like a different theme." But no, it's its own platform. But we made it look so similar to Twitter that people almost can't even tell the difference at first. But once you dive in, you're like, oh wait, there's payouts next to things. And after 7 days, I get paid out. I have a wallet page. I can look at my wallet. I can have a claim rewards button. I can claim rewards. I can do crypto payments. I can buy things with crypto. So all of that stuff is comes as you dig into the platform, and that's how it's always been. That's always been my goal is like people can come here and just use it like Twitter. It's so easy. But as they dig in, they learn more. Um, Yeah, I don't know, Ahmad Manga. I mean, if you want to post threads with hashtag feedback and talk about why, what could be simplified that you don't think is so simple, that would be helpful. Just make sure you post it as a top level thread with hashtag feedback. But yeah, I mean, I think in general, if you dive into the platform more, there's a lot more questions that will come up, like how did the rewards work? Where do they come from? How do I claim them? What do I do with them? Things like that. But that's as you get deeper in. Like the sign up and make a thread process should be as easy as Twitter. And I don't know if we're exactly at that point, but I think we're very close, in my personal opinion. We're definitely a lot closer than we used to be. I realize that most users are not aware there's a word limit if they're not a premium user. Well, if you start typing, it'll tell you there's a box that tells you if you're getting close to the word limit. So I think that's again one of those self-explanatory things where there's if the UI is built right, then it tells you. Um, Ben Hass said, "How do I maximize the reward?" Yeah, I mean, you just be active and build a brand for yourself, like any other social media platform, I think. And a lot of us tend to forget that, and that's mostly for people that have been here a long time on Hive, is we are focused on rewards and earning them in the payout window. But I'm trying to change that culture around rewards. Which is that most people are just focused on the 7 day payout window, but we've built creator subscriptions and now you can actually monetize your account outside of the 7 day reward window for the first time really ever. So I think it's just INLEO has created new means of generating value and revenue from your account. So I almost want to get away from the word rewards in a certain sense. Like you have rewards, but then you also have revenue. And now with creator subs, you can generate revenue. So you got people like Ahmad Manga, who's got the reminder bot with his creator sub. You've got Mike Possibly, who's got the AI summarizer. I think he said he's got about 10 subscribers right now. So that's $50 a month in revenue that his account's generating that wasn't possible to be generated before. So these features and tools, I always say it, but like my goal is to make these tools and have you guys use them and be successful with them. So that's the entire mission of INLEO, is to bring you guys success and abundance, but to do it through building tools on Web3 that you can then take out into the world and make something out of it. But it's up to you guys to do the second part of that. We can make the tools and release them, but at the end of the day, if you guys aren't using them, then what's the point? Beehiver said, "What if Premium unlocked a secret algorithm-free chaos feed? I would like to see more feed ideas." Yeah, I would too. I've been thinking about some sort of custom feed idea. I know that lists kind of already offer that in a certain sense, where you can add certain users to a list. I have been thinking about like being able to make your own feed though, like in the settings page and actually like tweak, for example, like the For You feed. I've been thinking about ways to actually tweak that For You feed. Um, but yeah, it's a little complex. And each feed you have to remember is a database, is a section of our database. So the more feeds we have, the more capacity it requires to run the project. Um, So yeah, I mean, even like lists and other things like that has a data requirement on us. Um, so we'll see. We'll see as we scale. But again, and this is why I think the business model behind INLEO is so great is we can tie that in as being a premium feature only. So yes, it requires us, the more people that make their own list or make their own, and that's why lists are a part of premium. But the more people that make their own feeds or use Leo AI, there's a cost to all of that. But because we have premium, that cost is covered because those users are paying users. So if they're not paying users, then we're obviously not economically sound, but we are economically sound because of premium. Andersino posted a screenshot of his earnings over the last 30 days where he earned $40.80. And that is just the Hive rewards, not even the Leo rewards. But he said this is what you can earn just on INLEO, and I'm not even the most frequent long form poster. Yeah, I mean, people don't realize that I think earning $100 a month here is actually quite easy to do. If you put in daily consistent effort, you can easily earn over $100 a month, I think, on this platform. So, it's not something you're just going to get overnight, but if you're active and you're using the platform and you're engaging with people and doing the right things, then I think $100 a month is pretty much a guarantee virtually. Options on for you, like to filter out keywords or give preference to certain things, self-help for trolls. Yeah, I've been thinking about stuff like that. And just the for you feed in general. One thing I've noticed about X, and I've been playing around with it more, is that when you interact with one user, and this is something that I think we're going to add to the for you algorithm, on X, when you interact with one user, suddenly they're always in your feed. Like if you just comment once, they're in your feed a lot. If you comment a few times, they're always in your feed. So I think the replying to authors thing or mechanism part of the for you algorithm that we have needs to be boosted. So I think if you interact with if with a specific author, their content needs to be very boosted in your for you. I've noticed that on other social media platforms like X. Um, yeah, Gargi said Leo Shorts is not working good. Leo Shorts is actually working flawlessly. The problem is that we use 3Speak as the backend, so we actually have no issues on the short side of things. It's literally just once 3Speak goes back online, then you'll be able to post shorts again. And just as a reminder, I haven't tried it in a while, but I think if you upload a short right now, it will eventually get posted as soon as 3Speak goes back online, unless they like clear out the queue, which I don't know if they'll do. So I would just say stay away from the feature for right now. I have been pinging their team, asking them when it'll be back online. Um, and actually they got back to me last night. So I'll give you guys an update. I don't know if this update's been given anywhere else. I'm not going to share any information that they don't want me to share. Um, so basically their update is that they're waiting for disregard fiat to help them get the system back online. But they're not just trying to get the system back online. They're trying to deploy a more decentralized uh, system so that it won't go down again. So there's some stuff I don't want to share because it's not mine to share, but yeah, that's the general gist is that they are still working on it. So yeah, I mean I know how hard technology can be, so I mean cut them a little bit of slack. I know that it sucks and it's been down for a really long time, but this stuff is really hard to do. It's really expensive to maintain. It's hard to find good people to do things and be active in maintaining those things. So I can understand and appreciate how difficult it is to do that. So um, um, Vic Vance is saying that Hive watchers are flagging shorts that are not sourced. Well, I don't know what they're doing on normal shorts, but on Leo shorts, I don't think they're doing anything. We've built a whole different system for operating shorts. So very similar to how we invented microblogging on Hive. I think we invented like true shorts, short form videos on Hive, which is that they're not posted to the base layer of your blog post feed. They're posted as comments on chain. So I think that that's a very important distinction and one that I set out to do very specifically. Brando said, I got my check mark. Gonna go create long form or longer threads now. Yeah, yeah, enjoy those premium features. I don't know. Have you ever been premium, Brando, or is this your first time? Um, if it is your first time, then enjoy all the different features. You kind of have to dig to find some of them, like the bookmark folders. I find very, very useful. I use them every day. The lists are very useful as well. You can either follow someone's or create your own. A bunch of other features, and then there's a lot more features on the way, like obviously AI, but also the dashboard, etc. So, Vic Van said they do flag Leo shorts. Actually, I was a victim and they punished me. Well, the cool thing is that they don't have any Leo power. So, we can't control what Hive Watchers does, and I don't think that they actually have a very good control over what they do either. I think they just kind of do whatever they feel like doing. So, the good news is that Leo lives completely outside of the Hive rewards pool. So, just focus on your Leo rewards and they can't touch them. So that's what I would say. If you're concerned about Hive Watchers, then start focusing more on Leo. Um, and I do hope that one day Hive wakes up to, the rampant abuse of things, the ironic abuse of abuse police. I hope that people wake up to that. But if they don't, Leo, as we do with many things, Leo finds a workaround. And our workaround is that we have our own rewards pool for Leo. So, as with all things that we do, we find a way. And I think that that's the strength in the Leo project in general, is that, people say that things are impossible and we just find a way to do them anyways. Everyone said microblogging on Hive was impossible. And then we invented containers. And now every platform has their own version of containers. And they all said it was a stupid idea. So, it's really just kind of a Leo builds things and everyone else follows world that we live in now, which I'm fine with. I'm not focused on what they're doing in any sense of it. So a lot of people have asked if I care. I really, I think it's kind of like Elon's approach to electric cars is like, he really could care less if other companies are doing it. He actually wants other companies to do it, which is how I feel. I want other Hive projects to do these things because they're the right things to do. So we'll just do them first and do them right, and then they'll follow. Beehiver said, when Leo Fest, even in digital form with different activities and participants. Yeah, I do want to do a Leo Fest. I wanted to do one this year because it was our 5-year anniversary on July 3rd. But it just didn't come together in time and there was a lot on the plate already. I do want to do one this year in 2025. So I'm going to try to figure something out. Even if it's a smaller venue, I'll invite everybody. You can obviously come if you can make it to the location, but I know a lot of people won't be able to, and then we'll just have really good live streams. But yeah, I've always wanted to do one and have external speakers. So, people from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, Maya, Thorchain, like people from other ecosystems. I want to have them there. And I want to make it more than just about Leo. I just want to make it hosted by Leo. And then we'll mix in Leo, maybe like one time per day, there'll be one talk about Leo, or I'll give a presentation, about Leo and stuff like that. So yeah. Andersino said, just make sure people understand that no other platform has the ability to do threads. Yeah, it's, and a lot of people ask about that. There's a lot of reasons for that. And one of them, if you guys noticed, the feed was down for about 7 hours today, which I'm sorry about. It sucks. The reason why that was happening is because someone was making threads on INLEO and then editing them on another UI. And that was breaking the threads feed because it was putting things that aren't allowed to be on threads into threads on the UI. So like technically you can post anything, but we don't need to display everything because it can break the user experience in a lot of different ways. So I think that if people understood that more, it would be a lot easier to explain, which is, threads is a very specific thing and other UIs don't respect the format. And I told them the format and they choose not to respect it. And that's fine. That's up to them. So what we just did is say, you can't make threads if you're not on INLEO. And frankly, that's just how it's going to be if they can't respect the format, because otherwise they're going to allow anything to get posted, and that's not what we want. Monk Master said, "Ignore the hall monitors." Yeah, I always do. I always did as a kid too. I never gave a shit about them, and I still don't. Self-help for trolls. Yeah, LeoFest would bring together Hive, Dash, Maya, and more. Yeah, it would bring together a lot of different ecosystems, and I think it'd be really cool to do. Just something that's more broad, not just about Leo, because Leo's great, and but it's a small, tight-knit community, and obviously we're working to grow that. Um, but um, but it's really important uh to bring in external people and make it about more than just Leo. So. Um, John said Leo Fest featuring Taskmaster's sexy dancing and Nifty's feet. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Um, that's pretty funny. I just heard from Mitch. Keep the questions coming. We'll go for a little bit longer. My voice is starting to get a little wavery. Um, I think making threads on INLEO is easier than X. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make it even easier. I don't know if I would say it's easier than X. Like X has obviously been around for a very long time, so they've had a lot of time to, make everything easy to use and familiar. Um, so, given more time, it'll just get easier and easier and better and better. So a lot of people forget that we launched this version of the UI on May 1st. So it's honestly pretty wild to see how far we've come in a relatively short period of time. Vic Van, we need shorts back online, especially in this festive period. Want to capture some events. Yeah, I would love to have shorts back online. We can't till Three Speak is live. Um, but hopefully soon. Tass said, keep filling the database. We need to feed Leo AI. A vector database is a very powerful tool, and as far as I know, Leo is the only one using this. Yeah, I mean, we've seen other interfaces, release something with AI, but I think the thing that gets missed is that those aren't real. Those are just AI plugins. It's not real AI. Like they haven't built any AI stuff. They've just used an API. So, obviously we could add that. I think it would take probably one day for us to add all of those features. Probably not even a day. Probably would take about an hour. But that being said, it's not really AI. It's just plugged into ChatGPT. So it's basically just allowing you to use like ChatGPT, for example, but without leaving the UI. And that's cool. That's cool. It's just not its own AI, which to me is when you guys see, and obviously I've been using Leo AI and testing it, but when you guys see what it's like to use a actually trained model specifically for the platform, you'll be mind blown. It's crazy. It's even better than using Grok on X. If you guys have played around with that at all, it's so good and it's so nice to get like a personal, literally it's like having a personal assistant. So like writing your blog post is so much easier and better. Doing everything is just better. Um, I'm really excited for the AI to roll out, and we'll have something by the end of the year for it. But like I said, it's taken a long time to train it, and we're still working on tweaks and whatnot. This is obviously not a very simple thing to do. Even the biggest companies in the world are working on their own AIs, and it takes them time. So just imagine for us, we have a lot less resources, but we do have a lot more flexibility because we're a smaller team and we're able to get a lot more done as a scrappy startup. Andersino's headed out. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. M coins. Did the QR code referral thing work out? Yeah, we've been plastering the city in my local city with stickers that say, um, you know, join INLEO and earn crypto, and then a QR code to sign up. So yeah, we got some signups slowly but surely. Um, so we'll see. We need to keep pushing and keep getting them out there, but um, I'm pretty hopeful about it. Tess said, "How's the training on the Leo model going?" It's going well. It's definitely, like I said, a little slower than expected, but we're getting there. It's just hard to do with limited resources to do it quickly, at least. So it's more just a speed thing at this point. But we are getting there, and the more it trains, the faster it gets. So it is slowly getting there. Right now, I'm just so heavily focused on new users, Dash users, integrating with other communities, hitting the 10,000 user mark, which we're well on our way to doing, um, and just making sure we hit all of our targets and goals for this year. So that is uh, that is what's really important to me right now. But yeah, Leo AI still training in the background. Um, Mr. Hive said, "Is that similar to Grok on X?" Yeah, it is. It's pretty similar. Yeah, I mean they've done a good job with Grok, to be honest with you. So it is pretty similar to what they've done. Um, so obviously with the blockchain and all the free open source data that we have access to, we've got even more features, capabilities, etc. You've got all the payments, you've got the voting. Um, it's a unique setup for sure. I think the Threadcast might be crashing on us. I don't know. We're at 400 comments and I'm having trouble loading more. Um, let's see if that comes back. Ben Hass said earlier, I pulled up some comments while I wait for that to reload. Um, from earlier, Ben Hass said, by the way, you can still get your LSTR. Yeah, I went out and bought 10,000 LSTR tokens yesterday, which is I think about $12,000 right now. So I'm pretty it looks like all of Threads actually crashed. Let me looks like we might be looks like we might be cutting it here, which I was getting close anyways. Um, oh no, I think we're back. I think we're back. Let's see. It's just the Threadcast that's not loading for me. Well, if you guys, oh no, now we're loaded. I don't know. Oh, here we go. We're coming back. I think we had a little outage um on the Threadcast. Um, at least for my loading of it. But where was I? Yeah, I think we're back. All right. The LSTR tokens. So yesterday I bought 10,000 LSTR. Again, I think, and I've been putting up threads and blog posts and whatnot talking about LSTR. I think it's a good thing for the Leo ecosystem. I know that there's whales behind it. There's Leo whales and Hive whales behind it. I can kind of understand and appreciate why they're remaining anonymous. So, um, they at least reached out to me and said that they were doing it. Um, but were remaining anonymous because of obvious reasons around what they're trying to do, which is essentially build a leveraged ETF based on Leo using the Michael Saylor MicroStrategy playbook as their entire kind of mandate and thesis for doing things. So, you know, if they pull it off, and I think that they will, I think they're well on their way. They've got like 60,000 Leo so far or something like that. Um, I think it'll be extremely successful both for them, for everyone holding LSTR, and then also for Leo, because obviously their mandate is literally to just acquire more Leo permanently. So they're just continuously buying more and more and more Leo. So that's good for everybody, frankly. Um, the main risk is just team risk, I think. And like I said, I know the people behind it and they're not going anywhere. So the team risk doesn't really exist, in my opinion, knowing what I know. I know obviously as a, someone else, you probably should be a little bit worried about the team risk, just because you don't know. Um, but like I said, I'm not worried about the team risk. So I've decided to buy 10% of the available LSTR supply, and hodl that because frankly I think they're gonna achieve it, and they're gonna build a leveraged ETF where if you hold one LSTR, it'll just be worth more and more Leo. Um, so basically and someone, I think I saw a few comments go back and forth with the Leo strategy account and someone on INLEO, asking why would they buy LSTR? What's the point? And I think it's important to note that, the point is, if you believe Leo is going to go up in the long run, owning Leo is a good thing. Owning LSTR is also a good thing. If they achieve the leveraged exposure, then all you're doing is getting more exposure to the Leo token going up in price, in the long run. So yeah, I mean, I think they'll be wildly successful in my personal opinion, but obviously just my opinion, not financial advice. But you could just look at what I'm doing. I bought 10% of their supply. I want to support something that I see as a good project that is beneficial for Leo to have. Um, they actually created it because of a thread that I made. So I put out a thread and I said, what if we had MicroStrategy on Leo? Because MicroStrategy obviously is buying Bitcoin. But I said, what if we had a Leo strategy, or like a Michael Saylor, or MicroStrategy for Leo? And then they took it seriously and they built it. So it's actually, relatively straightforward and simple. And they told me that, and they've put that in their posts as well. I mean, they are literally just verbatim copying MicroStrategy, but doing it for Leo instead of Bitcoin. And I think that that's really cool. I think that's awesome. Um, so I'm excited to see them continue to scoop up more Leo. Um, I would say by the end of this month, I think that they're probably going to have more than 1 million Leo staked. So they'll be, one of the biggest accounts on the platform. And I know that they've talked about, they're doing their own curation. And I know they've talked about like involving certain community members to help them curate on Threads specifically. So I think they want to focus on Threads curation and giving more Leo rewards to people on Threads. So like I said, I think they're going to be a net positive for the ecosystem. Their entire fund is based on Leo. They won't own anything other than Leo. Um, so, given all of that, they only own Leo, and their success is tied to Leo. It's they're going to do things that benefit Leo as a platform. So, they're going to buy a bunch of Leo, they're going to hold it, they're going to buy even more Leo over time, like MicroStrategy is doing, and then they're going to go out into the world and promote Leo and use their stake to curate people on Threads and ultimately grow the platform. So it's all just net positives all around. So I'm happy with it, and I'm happy to hold 10% of the supply. I may buy even more. We'll see how it progresses. I want to let other people buy though. I don't want to buy too much, and kind of keep you guys from being able to get your own LSTR exposure. Because I know that it's only a limited sale. So I think there's like 100,000. Yeah, there's 100,000 available. And like I said, I bought 10% of it. So I don't know how much is left now. But something less than 90% is left. So Beehiver said Leo strategy is grabbing all the Leo out of the shelves. I wonder how many they have. Yeah, I think I checked the account yesterday when I was buying LSTR tokens, but they've got about 60,000 Leo so far. And I know that, if their full raise goes through, it'll be closer to like 1 million Leo. Between it basically, if they average a buy price of excuse me, of 10 cents, then they'll have 1 million Leo. So I'm sure their average, I haven't seen a thread from them recently, but I think their last post was uh, that they bought at an average of like 5.5 cents or something like that. So, it obviously if they could buy all the Leo at 5.5 cents, they'd have closer to 2 million. But I think as they keep buying, the price is going to go up. Uh, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Self-Help for Trolls said, where can you buy Leo strategy? You can buy it on Hive Engine. I'll drop the links for you. So if you use Tribal Dex or B Swap, I personally really enjoy B Swap. Um, you can use either one of those. Let me grab these links. B Swap LSTR. I just dropped the links to Tribal Dex and B Swap. So yeah, you can basically do it anywhere you can trade Hive Engine tokens. You can just search LSTR and they've got their own token. Mr. Hive said, what is the rate of LSTR? That's a good question. I'm not sure how many Leo each LSTR is worth right now. Maybe they'll talk about that more. I know that that's like a key function for them, and that's something that you'll see like MicroStrategy talking about is how many Bitcoin is each MSTR share worth. So I mean that's really what Leo strategy is aiming to do is like each share of LSTR is worth more and more Leo over time. So if you just hold one LSTR, you basically hold more and more Leo over time. And all Leo staked in that at Leo strategy account. So it's easily verifiable on chain and easy to see what they're doing. Looks like the Threadcast loaded again for me. So if you guys are having trouble, basically just reload the page and just wait. It just takes some time. I think it's having some issues because of all the comments. We are at like 500 comments. John said, buy more Leo. I'm a fan of Leo strategy, buying it all. Yeah, me too. I think it's like I keep saying, I think it's like a really positive thing for our ecosystem to have something like Leo strategy. I think it just brings value. So as long as they, do what they say they're going to do and copy that MicroStrategy playbook, I think that they're going to be really successful. So I'm a fan of owning 10% of it. And I will likely maintain a share that's similar to that. Maybe I'll get more. Like I said, I just don't want to own too much of it. I think it's good to leave some for the rest of everybody. But yeah, I really like what they're doing. Yeah, I'm still having a little bit of trouble with the Threadcast catching up. But I think that's a pretty good place to stop it. We got a lot of really good questions in, and I can't really get any more questions now. So we're at 443. I can see that we're at 443 comments. I just can't read your comments. So again, like I said earlier, we had a bug with the feeds, and I think that it's still kind of affecting us a little bit. But we will get it all resolved. We'll get it all resolved today. We're definitely working on it and just doing what we can to get it back to normal. I actually can read them from Discord, so I'll read a few more and then we can jump off of here. Self-Help Patrol said, just bought 35 LSTR. How many are there? There's 100. So you can go look at their blog post. I think they've like the initiation blog post has all the exact information, but I think the total possible supply is 1 million LSTR. They've released 100,000 tokens to start. So the total circulating supply is 100,000. There's obviously no inflation. So there's 100,000 for sale, and I think they're only for sale for like the first 30 days, or something like that. And then I don't know what they're going to do if they don't sell them out. I think the goal is to sell them out, obviously, but hopefully they sell out of them, is what I'm saying. Because, for example, you just bought 35 LSTR. What they're going to do is take the hive that you just used to buy it, and they're going to go out and buy Leo from the market and then stake it. So this like 100,000 LSTR is like the initial raise to get the fund started. And then once they've got the fund started, then they can their goal is obviously to use it to curate, which will earn them more Leo every day. And then they're also going to use it as leverage and collateral to go buy more Leo. So that's kind of like the MicroStrategy playbook is the MicroStrategy holds Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Bitcoin goes up in value, and they're able to raise capital in order to then go buy more Bitcoin using the Bitcoin on their balance sheet as collateral. So then they go buy more Bitcoin, they put it on their balance sheet, Bitcoin goes up, and then they can borrow even more money because their Bitcoin's worth more. So it is a little risky it's kind of a risky, interesting game. And Michael Saylor's taking some heat right now because they're buying so much Bitcoin, it's starting to get kind of out of hand in some people's opinion. Um, but uh, I think the key thing that people miss is what kind of debt is being raised. Can that debt be called because Bitcoin drops to a certain price? So from my understanding, these are all mostly time-based debt instruments. Um, so, as long as you believe that Bitcoin will go up in the long run, there's no real risk. And if they're doing the debt correctly, then there's no real, liquidation risk, which is the main thing that I would be worried about. So, so yeah, I know that Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy are doing it that way, and I know that Leo Strategy intends to do it the same way. So they essentially will need to find people that are willing to loan them money using the Leo as collateral, and do it with no liquidation price. Instead, just using fixed APRs. So essentially, like bonds. So that I'm assuming that they're going to do something like bonds with investors in the future. Um, so yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But as long as you assume that Leo's going to go up in the long run, it's a really good strategy. I mean, you're literally just buying more Leo, and then you're earning Leo on a daily basis, and then you're also buying more Leo in the future using it as collateral. So um, if successful, I think it'll be massive, and I do think it's going to be successful just based on everything I've seen so far. Salome just posted a screenshot. There's 89,000 LSTR left. Obviously, you can ignore those other sell orders above the sell wall. The real sell wall is at 4.25, and then someone's just placed a bunch of random orders above that. Probably just hoping that once the sell wall is gone, someone will buy at insane prices. Um, so yeah, it's you can kind of see the market already forming as well on the buy side. So we'll see what happens. I hope they sell out of LSTR though, because that literally just means that there's $100,000 buying Leo from LSTR's pockets. So Mamanga said he's got to go. Thanks for coming. Um, SLG said leave some for us, Cal. Don't be an Oliver Twist. Yeah, I'll leave some LSTR out there. Like I said, I've got 10% now. I might buy more, but we'll see. I want more people to. I think it's better if a lot of different people own it. So I see Ahmad Manga bought some LSTR as well. Yeah, I think we're Self-Help Patrol said Self-Help Patrol said by the end of the month. I think referring to the million Leo that I think LSTR will buy. Yeah, I think they'll have over a million Leo by the end of the month. I mean, they obviously need to sell their LSTR tokens to get there, but as long as they sell their sell wall, their initial sale, I think that they'll easily get more than a million Leo. It probably could be more like 1.5 million Leo, depending on what price they get it at. But I think it'd be really, really cool to see that. Ben Haas said, "Can I get LSTR as a reward from somewhere, like a pool?" No. So LSTR has a limited supply. So you can't, there's no more LSTR. It's literally just like whatever they sell is whatever there is. And any sale that they do buys Leo. So it's basically just a fundraising mechanism to buy more Leo. Um, but as an owner of LSTR, you basically just get exposure to Leo on a leverage basis. So their whole thing is like the same. I mean, it's literally a copy paste of MicroStrategy. So it's like, why would you buy MSTR? You would buy it because you want leveraged exposure to Bitcoin. So buying LSTR is like the same thing. Like you're buying leveraged exposure to the Leo token. Sheeb, thanks for coming by. See you later. Um, David Pena said, I can't see other comments. Yeah, if you reload the page and then just wait, eventually they come through, is what I've noticed. I think it's just loading a little slow. Um, Mr. Hive said, please don't buy more. Yeah, I mean, I'll try to leave some for you guys, but I may buy more. We'll see. I've got 10% now. Maybe we'll get a little bit more. Vic Van said, nice podcast today. Thank you. Thanks for coming. My strategy with ETH already gave gains like 50%, and I started in September. Yeah, I'm up a lot on ETH right now. So if you follow my shameless plug, if you follow my creator subscription, I talk about all my different trades and investments. One of them was converting some Bitcoin into Ethereum. That's been doing really well lately. So yeah, follow my creator sub if you want to keep up with my investments. That's, where my money revenue comes from, to, live life and build Leo. So a lot of people don't realize that Leo is a very expensive project to run and build. So I need revenue that doesn't come from Leo to pay for everything. Leo is like a long-term thing. We're building $1 billion ecosystem here. So that's going to take time, but it's well worth the investment, in my opinion, for that future. So, um, yeah, if you want to know more of what I do, then um, you can follow my creator sub. Mr. Hive, I learned so much today. Thanks, Cal. Yeah, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Ben Hath said, put LSTR in the rewards pool for LPUD. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. I think we're all caught up. So yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. We've been going for just under an hour, or actually exactly an hour. So yeah, thanks for coming. Little solo AMA today. I know it's a little different than usual, but it was a lot of fun, just kind of answering questions solely. We've got a lot on the horizon in terms of updates and features. Like I said, Dash payments and other crypto payments to buy premium and creator subs is going to be released next. We're very focused on the Dash integration and PR, press releases and X ads and Brave ads, to promote the join INLEO earn Dash mechanism. So there's been a lot of new signups, a lot of new faces on the platform. We hit a all-time high for monthly active users last month. We hit an all-time high for threads created last month. So last month was a great month for us in a lot of different ways, and Leo's up like 3x from the bottom. So price is going up. All the numbers are going up. Really love to see it. Obviously we build very intensely in the bear. We plant the seeds so that we can reap them in the bull market. So the bull market has not even really started yet. So I'm really excited for Leo, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Rune, Cacao, Hive. I'm excited. That's kind of my portfolio going into this bull market. I'm just excited for everything. And I think that our user count is going to go up significantly in December as well. Yeah, ultimately just really happy with how things have been going lately. We just need to keep pushing and scaling up. So look out for the new updates in terms of payments, LeoDex V2, all of that is coming this week. And then also just be active and welcome the new people when they come in, because that's really what we need to happen. So yeah, thanks for coming. I see everybody's comments. Yeah, thanks for joining, Vic Band. Thanks, Bitcoin Flood. Morty said, what'll happen to the price of LSTR if all 100K is sold? Yeah, probably will go up consistently over time, because since they're just earning more Leo. So it'll track the price of Leo, but it'll have a premium on it, in my opinion. Brando said, so if I want to create subscriber only content, I would just switch this on and publish. What about long form posts? Yeah, so if you want to do sub only, it looks like you figured it out. Sub only threads. If you want to do sub only blog posts, you can go to your publish page, and you'll see a little toggle there to do sub only. It's on the left side if you're on desktop, and you'll be able to see how to do that. It's the same exact thing as threads. So as soon as you toggle it, it'll change the publish icon, and it'll show a little crown next to it. So you'll know that you're making a sub only post. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Thanks for coming, everybody. It was fun to just do a one-on-one chat and answer all the questions. So thanks, Brando. Thanks, Akil. We'll see you guys. I think tomorrow we'll have a chain chatter. Vic Van asked if we'll have one. I think we will have one. If we don't, we'll do some kind of live show. So tomorrow, noon Eastern, we'll do either a chain chat or something like it. So yeah, thanks for coming, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.